there she is, Gwen.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good.
Good.
And I guess we're going to welcome everybody to Chasing Nightmares. We got a good guest on tonight.
He's excellent. Yes.
Mr. Nathan.
We love him.
Elwell. Yes,
I'm gonna bring him on. There he is.
He is.
Hey.
How's it going?
You know what, man? It's going well. Once again, I want to say I appreciate you adjusting your time slot for me a little bit, man. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm happy to be here.
Probably least I could do.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for coming on very much.
No, absolutely.
Sounds like you're a busy guy.
Oh,
really
yeah.
Making time.
Yeah, the next several months are going to be extremely busy. 2025 is the busiest year I've had so far. So
good. Glad for you.
Nice.
It's doing good.
Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So my name is Nathan Elwell. I'm the founder of the Southeastern Ghost Research Association out of Alabama. I'm also the founder of the Newport Paranormal Society in Newport, New Hampshire. I've got 17 plus years. It'll be 18 years in July. As a matter of fact, July 6th, that I've been doing paranormal work. So my main focus recently has been, I go through TikTok. I find videos that I deem either are unexplainable and or people think they are, and I break them down and I dissect them and do them frame by frame to show people plausible, natural explanations and reasonings as to what's actually going on in the video. As well as I have a YouTube channel where I download and test paranormal applications from the App Store. I have an Android, but I haven't got that quite up and running yet, so I'm going to be doing some Android-only apps here soon. But I've also written a book that I'm hoping to have published by mid-2025 on my experiences with testing these applications.
Awesome, man. I'm glad somebody's doing that. Somebody needs to, debunk some of those videos on TikTok because it's ridiculous. So it gives us a bad name. A lot of people out there have a lot of time on their hands, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And TikTok can be pretty bad, but let me tell you, Reddit's worse. Like some of the worst videos I get, Reddit is a cesspool.
Man, I mean, and then people, they really do. They think that that's real, a lot of those videos. Yeah. And it really gives us a bad name. It does. And, I often wonder why people don't just spend the same amount of time and go out and collect some evidence and present it. But,
a lot of those videos that you see, I wouldn't necessarily call them clickbait. I feel like the people who are making these videos, they are aiming them specifically at the fact that the paranormal is so popular right now that they have a chance to monetize on it. So if you have the opportunity to monetize on it, yeah, business sense, why not do it?
Right.
But in the same standpoint, the people who are novice in the field, they're just getting into it. They don't have 10, 15 years of experience. And even some of those people, believe it or not, that have 10 or 15 years of experience, they see some of these videos and they're like, oh, well, this is definitely paranormal. And then I'm like, well, hey, maybe it's not. And they send me a video and I explain it to them why. And they're like, Nate, I never would have looked at it from that direction.
There are guys that I know that have been in the paranormal for quite a while that recommend videos for me to watch and like, hey man, you gotta check this out. And then I watch it and I'm like, dude, that's fake. And these guys have experience, it's like, no, it's fake. It's like totally fraudulent.
Yeah. And people don't realize, like my videos on TikTok have been a little bit longer lately because the videos I've been doing, the content creator removes the stitch or duet function, which that's always a typical key for me. And also, I had a few content creators over the last several weeks. I put a favorite on their video so I can find it again, and they send me a DM and ask me not to do their video.
Oh, really?
If you ask me not to do your video, there's a reason.
And that's another thing. I mean, if it is legitimate footage, let's say, somebody saying it's fake ain't really going to have that big of an impact on somebody that really collected something like that. But the fact of the matter is, 99% of it's fake.
Right. And, and I have come across a few. I think I have right now 7 or 8 on my channel that I have not been able to explain by any means necessary.
Right.
And so when I go into these videos, some people will jump into my DMs or they comment on my videos saying, oh, you think everything's fake. You're a hardened skeptic. I am not a hardened skeptic. I'm a firm believer.
Well, you know how the paranormal functions too,
Right.
It's like, it's hard to get stuff to perform on camera that easily too. These guys, they're always filming, doing their laundry, sad or something. And, oh, watch what happens. And it's like,
I actually did one that involved a laundry room the other day.
Really?
So,
did you?
Yeah, it's some guy was like washing laundry and his cat was in the washing machine.
Oh, no joke. Really?
And he didn't, quote unquote, know the cat was in the washing machine.
Do you film yourself doing laundry? And that's the first thing I think of. It's like, why are they filming this everyday, activity that they're doing? That's a dead giveaway. It's like, if something happens, you're not prepared for it. And You know, it just completely and totally, to me, that's the first thing I think about. Is
Yeah,
why
and
are
you
they
know,
filming?
and a lot of people don't realize the amount of work that actually goes into me making these videos, because you know I stitch everything. I go through and I
Mhm.
still frame the video. I go literally frame by frame. I'm looking for film cuts. I'm looking for string shine.
There you go.
I'm looking for shadowing that should not be there. I'm looking for weird camera juts, which would indicate a film cut but might not be seen if you're playing it at full speed.
Right.
And so when I go through and do these videos, people don't realize, even if my video is just 1 minute long, it takes me about 3 weeks to do one video because
Sure.
I want to go through it thoroughly.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into that. There was this one video one time that somebody was like, they turned their back for a minute, they turned around, and there was like all these chairs stacked, you know, in odd ways. You know, there was a vat of that going on.
Was that in the kitchen and then they went downstairs to the basement?
I can't remember exactly, but when I slowed the film down, you could see the glue on the. They passed by the chairs, and you can see they were glued together like that.
Okay,
Oh,
because
wow.
I actually have a video that involves chair stacking that I have not got to yet. I wonder if we're talking about the same video.
We might be. This is quite a while ago. It's an older video, but I remember watching that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I backed it up, and I could see the glue where they obviously took hot glue or something, glued the chairs where they wouldn't fall over. And I'm like, yeah, see, there's, and it's pretty creative how they did it. It was pretty creative, you know, other than the
It
glue.
is. And sometimes it's those little tiny details that
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
will overlook. If you're playing at full speed, you may or may not see it. It just depends on
Right,
how
exactly.
keen your eye is.
Exactly. And, you know, and of course we know that that kind of aggressive manifestation is pretty rare, you know.
Very rare.
Yeah, and it's like, and for you to just to be filming and catch it, it's pretty rare. But you know, not saying it doesn't happen, but
Right.
chances are, you know, if somebody just, you know, presenting a video like that, there's a good chance it's not real.
And not just that, but like if it's a poltergeist style activity like that, I'm a firm believer in the teachings of Dr. Hans Halser. So Hans Halser always said that poltergeist activity wasn't a ghost at all. It was a manifestation of energies from a
Human mind.
prepubescent female.
Oh yeah, right. I've
That-
heard
that they could not figure out what was going on with their body, and so the energy was being released as poltergeist activity, because every case that he ever
like
investigated
psychic,
that had, yeah, his psychic even said that.
yeah.
So, but every case he ever investigated that had poltergeist style activity, whether it be the long forgotten, perfectly circular droplets of water found all over the place.
Right? Like a lot of that type of activity is really aggressive, and then it kind of dies off.
Yeah, it's aggressive for a point in time, and it dies off. And
Right.
every case he ever investigated had a prepubescent female teenager.
Right. And yeah, that's kind of not typical for a even a violent haunting for it to manifest like that, you know.
No, it's not typical.
There's an intelligence, and there's no intelligence behind the poltergeist, really, is there?
None.
No,
You
yeah,
can't-
it's kind of like residual stuff.
Yeah, you can't really interact with it. And
Right.
that was one of Halser's other things, was if you can't interact with it, then is it really a spirit? You know, he thinks residual hauntings, in a way, were not even spirits. Residual hauntings, technically, they're not. They're energies.
Right.
So,
like an imprint,
go ahead.
like an imprint in a recording, like
Right,
like
stone tape theory.
and no, and we're discovering more and more with quantum mechanics that that's probably the case, you know. So there's a lot of legitimacy to that.
Yeah, I firmly believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool that science is kind of going towards our direction, you know, despite what the fake videos do, you know. That ain't helping us, but you know. Okay, so what else do you do, sir?
What don't I do is the question.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, I try my best to do everything. Like I am a paranormal researcher. I don't call myself a paranormal investigator. I call myself a paranormal researcher for a reason. People don't realize that there's different sects in the paranormal, just as there's different sects in religion, right?
Right.
So if you just study cryptids, you're a cryptozoologist. If you just study UFOs, you're a ufologist. If you just study ghosts, you're a ghost hunter. A paranormal researcher studies all aspects of everything that cannot be physically explained by the normal means. That means ghosts, spontaneous human combustion. It means mind control. It's you know, all
Everything.
different
The whole
aspects.
spectrum. Right. That's good.
I have a library. I actually did a TikTok the other day where I showed off my paranormal library on my bed, sprayed out. And I've got books covering everything from UFOs to you name it. And I've read every single book in my library.
So, since you brought up UFOs, what is your opinion of what's going on right now with the whole UFO thing?
You know,
Crazy.
I feel like we have not been alone in the universe for a very long time.
Right.
Do I think that the government has covered it up? Absolutely. Do
Yeah.
I believe that these drones that people are seeing, like say New Jersey, what was it, like several months ago, like 2 or 3 months
yeah.
ago, all these drones? Do I think those are
Mhm.
aliens? No, I think that's the government.
That could be, yeah, very easily.
But I
I
can't say
think
that
they
for
know
certain.
what it is. They know much more about what's going on. I think.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
and as a matter of fact, like to tell you how deep my interest in the paranormal goes, one of the first books I ever remember checking out from the library in an elementary school was a book called "The 13 Alabama Ghosts in Jeffrey" by Catherine Wyndham Tucker, and great book. I actually did my 8th or 9th grade book report on Area 51. I've actually seen the gates of Area 51.
Was that like a really old school book? Like
Yes.
they had like the top 13.
Yep. They had that. Every
Dude,
single
I know
book
that
series
book.
had
I know that
13.
book. That was one of my favorites too.
So I can't remember if her name is Catherine Wyndham Tucker or Catherine Tucker Wyndham. I always get the last names confused. But I've actually visited her house in Newton, Alabama.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And ever since I read one of her books, I was hooked on the paranormal. Anytime I got a chance to check
You
out
know
a
what?
book, I
Yeah,
did.
me too. I was kind of into the paranormal at that point in time, but that book really left its impact on me though.
Her storytelling was great.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's Catherine Tucker Wyndham.
Okay,
I just looked it up.
I always get the last two names confused, but she did like 13 Alabama Ghosts, 13 Tennessee Ghosts, 13 Georgia Ghosts, 13 Florida Ghosts, the best 13, like the 13
Wow.
more Ghosts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yes, I'm looking now.
Interesting.
There's a lot.
That brought back a memory. I haven't thought about in a while.
And unfortunately, I have none of those books in my collection right now because they're super expensive because they're
They
out of
are,
print.
yeah. Super rare, yeah. I mean, our little library, there was like a deal in the paranormal. It's like, a little shelf like this, about that wide. And that was one of the books. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear you have a treat for us tonight also.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which treat are we discussing here?
Well, you told us about a couple, so.
All right, so I assume you want to see Ian.
Yes, I want to see Ian.
All right. This is not something I typically show on podcasts. As I said, during our pre-production thing, he's only been on 2 other podcasts. It's not something I take out of my closet very often just because the case is super heavy. But I do have a sign on it. The sign did not come with the doll, for the record. I put this sign on there because I actually put this out on my yearly Halloween display.
Okay, so you want people to
I don't want people to touch it.
touch it, and do not touch.
God, this case is heavy.
That sounds heavy. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, look at that. It's a doll. Yeah, there you go. So you want to give us a little bit of history about how you acquired this doll? And
yeah, I can do that. And
I mean, whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I'm just trying to sit down around the case.
Yeah.
This case is massive. So when I got this doll, my ex-girlfriend at the time drove by and it was sitting out by the road.
Oh, wow. So
I drove by it, I don't know, 10, 11 times, and finally got the nerve to stop and ask them, because I didn't know if it was garbage. I didn't know if they just sat it outside and using it as a lawn decoration. So I stopped, I knocked on the door, and 2 adolescent teenagers answered the door. And I was like, hey, I'm just curious. I'm not trying to bother you. Ian Morgan says hi. So when I knocked on the door and I asked about the clown doll, and the girl said, I don't know. I'd have to ask. And complete interruption, yelling from the other room, if he wants that godforsaken thing, he can have it.
Cool.
That should have been my first clue.
Right.
Yeah.
So I bring it home and I sit out on the back porch. The ex comes home and she's like, what is that thing doing here? I said, well, in my defense, you told me where it was.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
And so it resided in the garage, which was not attached to the house, for several years. Now he's in the house with me. But the few times that she left town, I did bring him inside. And one of the times he was inside was when my daughter was here. I flew her up here from Florida. And this is where his name came from. So as I told you guys earlier, I test paranormal applications.
Mm-hmm.
I ran 3 different applications. The iOvilus, the Sono X10 Spirit Box, and the Necrophonic. All 3 applications, when I asked what the name was, said the name was Ian.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
So to get a name that's not really common through 3 different applications.
Pretty rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to actually reach inside and touch the doll, which I don't like to do. The other, God, when we were running the Iobolus, we asked the doll if there was anything attached to it, why it was giving us the energy it was giving us.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 words we got were sad, broken, and foot. So I'm going to open up the case here. These pieces of glass, they're from the left foot, which broke when I picked the doll up and dropped it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Now, mind you, it fell out of the case face first. This is porcelain. It fell onto a curb face first. Why did the face not break?
Good call. Oh, wow. Yeah.
True.
Only the foot broke. Now, I have tried probably 6 different types of glue, including 2-ply epoxy.
And it won't take, huh?
It will not take.
Wow. Interesting.
But it's really weird to me that we ran the applications test, and when we asked if there was anything attached to it, why we were feeling negative about it, and it said sad, broken foot.
Wow.
So
Stuff.
that night, I left it on the table and went to bed because I had to go to work. The coffee table, or the dining room table that I had it sitting on, is about 3.5, 4 feet high. I had it sitting up there, and like I told you earlier, this case weighs a good 30 pounds, 25, 30 pounds. When I went to bed, it was on the table. When I got up in the morning, the case was face first on the floor. It had knocked the chair over and fell 3.5 to 4 feet.
Wow.
Once again,
Has a lot of power there, whatever you're doing.
once again, how did the doll not break being porcelain?
Right, right.
And also, how did I not hear it considering it fell on a hardwood floor?
Wow.
I was going to ask you that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unusual.
So,
Mm.
the 3 times I've tried to give this away, I've tried to give it to my buddy Danny Perez. You know, he runs the Museum of Wonders. He's a good guy. I love Danny. Every time I've tried to get this to him, something comes up and he can't take it.
No. Like you're the like it chose you to be the owner, kind of
Like
deal.
it chose me or something, and
Yeah, right.
I don't like it.
Well, yeah, probably.
Well, I know somebody that'll take it.
No,
So-
I mean he
I'd
doesn't
hate
bother
to.
me.
Sorry.
The only time he ever bothers me is if I actually physically hold him and take him out of the case.
What you're gonna do?
I
Right.
can if you want.
Well, it's up to now that I'm gonna leave.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna encourage you either way.
All right, Ian, I'm taking you out of the case. Don't be stupid.
All right, isn't that weird? Look at
Hey
that.
there, Ian.
Yeah. So, is it an antique? I mean, is there anything about it that you know? Do you know any history on it, or?
It actually has a sticker on the side from a New Hampshire antiques outlet.
Oh, okay, so it is antique. Okay.
It is antique. As far as much about it, I can tell you that even though the case is custom made, there was $200 of this style made, and each one came with a case similar, but no 2 were the same.
Mm.
Really? Now, did you know that ahead of time?
No, I
When
did
you
not.
And you built that case kind of like in the same style as the case?
No,
came
no,
in?
I didn't build the case. It came with the case.
Oh, it came with the case. Okay, wow, that is
That was the
incredible.
first thing that attracted it to me. And
That's
if you're,
weird. Yeah, that's weird.
so excuse me
Definitely.
for a second. I always kind of cleanse my hands with holy water after touching them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, it looks like it's in good shape as far as the clothes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Does it look like
Yeah.
it's been dropped?
It's in excellent shape. The only thing that's wrong with it is the broken foot.
The foot, right? So the foot is definitely a clue to whatever's going on with it.
Yeah, and the only other issue I've ever had with it was the first time I ever brought it inside and I took it out of the case, I forgot to put it back in the case before I went to bed.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I woke up from a nightmare of a clown chasing me up the basement staircase.
That's odd you say you don't have nightmares. I myself personally, I don't have nightmares either. It's like it's weird. Like I don't remember my dreams at all. So
Same.
once in a while I'll have one, and it usually is connected with something.
Hey, you guys, Sean is asking, is there any markings on the case for protection?
Not that I've noticed. And I've overlooked this case quite extensively.
Kind of like the
Right.
Annabelle case. It's just an enclosure that keeps people from touching it, right?
Yeah, so it's like I said, once probably every 2 months, I sage the inside of the case.
Mhm.
And I bless it with holy water on the front. I do a cross on it.
Have you ever like let the camera running on it all night long to see what it does?
I have never done that. It's on my list of things to do. To be honest with you, I just kind of have to get the guts to do it because I really don't want to know if it moves.
Yeah, some of the things
Yeah, you don't
wanna
want to know.
know.
And I've always found it a rule that you don't do paranormal investigations in your own house.
Well, yeah, and I've heard the same thing. Like the other day, which is weird. For the first time in I think my entire lengthy period doing this, I ran some audio in my living room and next to some Native American artifacts that I have, and some of the audio was pretty interesting. I mean, what we captured, and I kind of abstained from doing that, but it was pretty weird. It was pretty weird, I gotta say. I'll send you some.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Oh yeah, I'll send you some clips.
You've got to send me my audio too. From
Oh yes, I do. Okay, yes, I do. Thank you for reminding me of that. Gosh dang it!
yeah, it's okay.
I extracted everything else I
yeah.
have.
It's okay.
Yeah, my bad.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
the only thing Native American I've ever encountered was St. Augustine, Florida. I got invited by the Ponce de Leon Fountain of Youth Park to investigate Native American spirits that are claimed to roam the grounds.
Right.
Wow.
We were there overnight and we didn't catch anything visually. The only thing we caught was audios of what sounded like ritual tom-tom drums.
Right. Well, I think a lot of that gets a bad rap. I mean, a lot of the native stuff hasn't been really that. There's a lot of history here where I live, and
Where are you located at?
I'm in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Right in the Columbia River Gorge.
Nice.
Lots of native history here, and a lot of it, it doesn't really seem like it's that malicious. But there's one location that we went to not too long ago where there's like disembodied drums playing, like right behind us. Like we were just like walking along, and this thing was playing drums, and we'd move a little bit, and it'd be like right behind us.
It's very weird when you hear music come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
like dum 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 like that, and I was like looking at my buddy. I'm like, you hear that? And we're gonna walk a little bit further, and
So I can tell you that probably 3 years ago when I went and investigated the grounds of Medfield State Hospital in Medfield, Massachusetts, I have not been able to gain access to one of the buildings yet. I'm good friends with the caretaker, and he is even really tight-lipped to let anyone in there. He has allowed me access to the chapel building, the church before. The church is actually pretty cool because the church is synonymous with the movie Shutter Island. That's where a majority of Shutter Island was filmed.
oh wow,
And so when we were walking by the women's epileptic ward, you could hear violin music.
oh wow, yeah.
So I did not know that when the actual facility was in operation, which for the record, it didn't close too long ago, 2003. So when the facility was in operation in the epileptic ward, they would actually play violin music over the PA system to calm the patients down.
Wow, that's amazing.
Matter of fact,
Makes sense though.
back there in my closet, I actually have a thick piece of privacy glass from the epileptic ward that I have.
Yeah. Okay, it says audio drums. Did you ever play them back to see if you got a reaction? I did play it back, and you can hear the drums, but that's about all you can hear. And there's some like heavy breathing at one point in time. And my buddy who was with me, he had tapped out. He had enough. He was like wanting to go. And we went and when we got to the car, all the doors were locked, and they weren't locked when we left. Got out of the car. And we were able to break in. And when he went into reverse, he has a backup camera, and it was just alarming, like nonstop, that there was something behind us, and there wasn't anything behind us visually. So it's pretty. But that location, that's from my old stomping grounds. It was really haunted. That location is.
So actually, something across the room that I would like to go and grab really quickly, just to show
Okay.
you guys.
Please.
Earlier I called myself a paranormal researcher. I'm a firm believer in history. I'm a firm believer in knowing your location.
Yes.
I got a folder that I would like to show you guys that I have on one location, and this should show you the amount of research I do before I ever go into a spot. So
Awesome.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think to grab this before we started.
No problem.
No,
Okay, I have to tell you guys if you can hear me.
Yes.
When you picked the case up for Ian and you set it down, when you went to sit down, the screen was spinning.
Was it really?
It was,
Wow.
yeah.
Didn't
I
I
didn't
tell
know.
you?
If you, yeah,
Didn't I tell
I
you
thought
earlier?
you would like that. So, yeah, it was
Wow.
spinning.
Yeah, I told you earlier. You get video fluctuations. Sometimes it
Yep.
just straight freezes.
Yeah. Now, we're used to getting them because this is my third show on Mondays. And by this time, it's so much, I guess, energy and all. Yeah. But, yeah, it
So-
started spinning.
Going into the location I was just talking about, Medfield State Hospital, right? The place had been on my bucket list for many years. This is my research folder for Medfield State Hospital.
Wow, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
right on.
I've got
That's good.
every
That's good.
I've got every single town record from 1912 to 1942 when it comes to the hospital.
Oh yeah, it's important. Well, yeah, knowing the history of a location is very important.
It is, because when me and my
It is.
daughter went there and did an app test at the location, we got names that came through an application which is called the Ghost Hunter M3 app. We got names that came through the application that I was able to physically trace back to people that worked there or were patients.
Awesome. Oh, good. So, well, yeah, having that kind of dedication is definitely good. That's very good.
Yes.
Adds to your credibility, sir. Definitely.
I love what I do.
No, you gotta love what you
That's
do,
why I
man.
love having you as a guest because you're awesome.
Don't tell too many
I
people.
was. Everybody knows. So you want me not to tell? Everybody knows.
I don't think I'm awesome. I just think I love what I do, and I do it kind of uniquely.
Yeah, but it shows. It shows.
Yes.
That's like I knew you guys would get along because Chad has some evidence, and yes, I have one thing that I just absolutely love. You know that recording, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, Chad, I checked out your TikTok earlier. I love your motorcycle.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
There's not much on there. Just the picture of the motorcycle. That's it.
I don't ride motorcycles, to be honest with you. They scare the crap out of me, but when I see a nice one, I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. It is
Thanks,
nice.
man.
Yes.
Yeah, my parents both ride Harleys, so.
Oh yeah, right on. I've got a couple bikes. I got a cool car too. I mean, I've got a hot rod too. I'm into that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff.
As a matter of fact, in a few months, my mother's going down to Alabama to pick up a bulldog that my niece is giving to her, and she's bringing back up my late grandfather's Harley trike.
Oh wow. That's
Oh
cool.
man.
Right on.
Completely
Nice.
custom built. He built it himself.
Right on. That's cool. That's neat.
Wow.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, doing it uniquely is awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta, being unique and kind of, having your own method of investigating that's cool. And you definitely do it unique. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just think Morgan's talking me up.
Oh no, it's true. Very, very.
That's good though. That's okay.
No, you are very fascinating with what you do. I like it. It's very, very interesting stuff here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I really need to do more with the TikTok. But hey, if you want to play some evidence, you can go ahead. If you want to play some, if he hasn't heard them, there's one audio clip she really likes, and that's pretty.
Yeah, I do.
Definitely a lot of people.
You want to hear it, Nate?
Let's go for it.
All right. Let me have to spin down here and get it.
Should I do a little history on it first, or should I just let you go?
No,
ahead?
just let it play.
Yes, please explain it to him, please. You want to just play it? Okay.
Summarize short.
Okay.
Short version.
There you go.
There's
Okay, well, let's leave this stuff recording here. Okay. Thank you, Fido. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. What is? Oh yeah, because the boogeyman's here. Happens about every time.
Was that the whisper there?
Yeah, there was one. Yeah.
Whoa! Hang on! Stop, hang on.
Wow, that's longer than I thought it was.
Is that everything, pretty much?
That is, except for about 20 minutes later, there's some portions of that audio I need to send you that.
Right.
So
what you
first
pick
and
up?
foremost, is that a gunshot that I heard?
Yeah, I was trying to scare away what I thought was an animal. Well, this is in the middle of nowhere. This is way up in the middle of nowhere.
Yo, I'm glad you said you were scaring away what you thought was an animal, because my initial reaction, based off of what I heard, was a pack of coyotes.
No, well, no pack of animals would stick around after a shotgun blast like that.
No, not at all. That's why I was like,
No. And there's a history to the location. It was a town that was established in the late 1800s, and for reasons unknown, they abandoned the town. And what got my attention is there was a newspaper article that talked about loggers that were logging in the local area, and they'd reached a cemetery. All that's left of this town is cemetery. That's it.
interesting.
And whatever happened to these guys, these loggers, scared them so bad that they wouldn't go up and get their equipment. They abandoned everything. And one of them spoke a little bit about it and said that something evil chased them away. So, of course, I had to find this place. Had to.
Okay.
And so that was our first investigation up to this location, and it was just as loud as that is. And there's a Native American history there too. So
Yeah, that was definitely interesting, because
oh, there we go.
So
Spinning.
Oh, well, we didn't hear anything. We had a little bit of a.
Yeah, it was spinning again.
Okay, so he's locked.
Is it frozen?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he's frozen. Uh-oh.
You just give him a second.
Yeah,
I should catch up. There you go.
Uh-oh.
It's catching up. It's trying to. Uh-oh. Bummer.
my Wi-Fi here goes stupid, like I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, now we can hear you. We couldn't hear anything.
Okay, well, at least you can hear me.
Yeah, the pictures froze, but it's okay. We can hear you.
Maybe I can try and readjust the phone real quick, see if that helps. Sometimes it does. But what I originally thought I heard is a pack of coyotes. Then you fired off the shotgun. A pack of coyotes is not going to stay around after that loud blast.
Well,
So-
and there's like a thundering of feet that you can hear.
I did
And
hear
that-
that as well.
The audio was behind me up on a hill, so whatever you're hearing going past the audio devices, we were way down the hill from it. So that was pretty interesting too. And when it stops, the people with me, they got to the vehicle before me. You can hear the doors shut and the car start up. And I'm backing down the trail backwards the whole time with my gun up in the air. There's a flashlight on the end of the gun. I'm looking around. I can't see anything, but there's these screams or whatever they are right next to my head. And I'm ducking kind of. And I get back to the car, and the second I touch the door handle, it all stopped. So it's very odd, experience.
That's very
And
strange.
And there's been other, we've investigated that location quite a few times, and there's been some other interesting results come from it. But that definitely was very, as loud as it is on the audio, it was so loud in real life. It was just like ear deafening loud.
So if it's any consolation, it wasn't just my camera freezing that I'm having issues with. The ring light in front of me just shut off like 3 or 4 times.
That's not
Yeah.
good.
I wish you guys could have seen it on video. I think my video is still frozen. I don't know.
No, your video's moving.
Yeah.
It's moving. It's choppy, but it's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi up here goes funky, so.
Right. Kind of weird at that moment, though. Like it's all about timing.
Yeah. But we have it all the time, so it's okay. We understand.
It's what's
Not
called
out of the ordinary.
synchronicities.
There you go. Like flames crackling. Flames crackling. Oh, you mean in the audio?
Like a fire. No, on the audio, yeah.
Well, come to find out, there's a.
Did you guys clean that audio up at all, or is that just the
No,
raw
it's
audio?
that's raw. Other than it was amped once, like slightly
Okay.
amplified a little bit.
Well, no, the only reason I was asking, because I would like to have that audio clip. What I would like to do is I would like to do a noise and background removal. So this way we can kind of remove the hum and hiss
Sure.
from the actual audio. We might be able to hear it a little bit clearly.
Sure. I can.
And
Yeah, I'm not very
And I
good.
also have a program that I can plug it into that I created that I call Gram 50, which actually will break down anything caught into the human decibel range, so I can tell whether or not it falls inside or outside of the human decibel range.
Nice. Yeah, I can send that clip. Definitely, you'll have to. Do you have a Facebook or?
Yeah.
Or should I email it to you? Like, what would you prefer?
Whichever you would like, man. You got me. I think I added you on Facebook today, actually.
Okay.
Yes, you can send it on Facebook or whatever. I can extract the audio. I have an MP3 extractor. That's no big deal.
The original audio clip, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, sounds good. Because I would love to run that through my program just to see where it falls in the decibel range.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Please let us know. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm not looking to market that product anywhere. So
one thing about me is
I was saying for the listeners who might say, hey, I want that. I'm not looking to market that.
So I don't look to make anything off of what I got, and I always put it out there. You know, I think that's part of being a researcher is you put it out there for others to analyze. And
I don't know if y'all do bloopers or not, but I just sat my freaking drink down. It popped out and caught me in the eye.
No, that's not good.
You know, there's a lot to this whole podcast thing. It's kind of like getting into this at a later start, I think.
It's all good, brother. You're doing a great job, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. She's asking, Morgan is asking Chad, was the fire relevant? Thought you started to say something.
Oh, you mean when it happened? No, there was no fire. So that was.
Let me go back. She said, let me go back for you, Morgan. She said, I thought I heard fire in the background. Like, I'm assuming like a fire burning. Right. And then it sounded like flames crackling. Yeah.
What's interesting about that is that area has a lot of history with the U.S. Cavalry and the Indians, and it's known, but there people think it's cursed. Location's cursed, so the people that know about it, they don't go around and mess around with it. But you know, I've spoken to natives who say that there's definitely some kind of deity there that I guess they still worship to this day, according to them. So
if the area is cursed, why have I not gotten an invite?
Hey, man, anytime, man, I can take you up there.
I want to come up there too. I'm not joking.
No, that would be interesting. No, there's a lot of really interesting locations up here, and that's just one of many. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. You know, this stuff's kind of in my backyard.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, we got some great places around here.
Well, see, I would think you guys got more history. You know, more.
Well, we got Salem, Massachusetts. You know, pretty much like an hour away from me, an hour and a half.
Right.
I've actually spent the night at the Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast. I actually slept in the spot where they found Mrs. Borden's body on the floor.
Oh yeah.
I also recreated the murder of her father on the couch. I'm a little bit morbid. What can I say? I went out to the Robert Frost farmstead. If you know who Robert Frost is, very famous American poet. I've been there. Man, there are so many places up here that I've yet to go to, but they're on my list. Like Fort Ticonderoga in New York. I'd love to go there.
Oh yeah.
Fort Independence. I'd love to go there. Fort Knox in Maine. There's so many places up here that I would love to go to, just haven't had a chance. But you know, living down south, I got to investigate the St. Augustine Lighthouse in St. Augustine.
Oh, that's a good one. I hear that's a good one.
See, I live in South Carolina, so we have a lot of here too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but are you going to a Paracon in Connecticut in July?
Connecticut, yes.
Are you? So we're supposed to go also if it's the same one. So.
I have to assume you're talking about the Connecticut Paranormal Convention and True Crime Conference.
I think it is. I have to look the name up, and I'm sorry for anybody that's.
Is it put on by Thomas Pachter Gormley and Charles Rosenet?
Yes, he's on the Serial Killer Show with me. Yeah.
Yep. I will be there.
We're going.
Guest lecturer.
Yes, good. I'll get to meet you in person.
Absolutely.
And we may actually do a serial killer show from there. One of our shows, we may actually do it from there. Yeah. So anyway, go back to your show. I'm sorry. I'm just excited. I might get to meet you. So
I will be there. That is actually my first event of the season of many. So.
Oh wow.
Nice. Awesome.
Sorry, my dog is having a fit. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. So, okay, so now you're also you do equipment, right?
I do.
All right.
So I've got a lot of different equipment here. My recommendations for anybody just starting out. SB7, here's the thing. Get yourself an attachable microphone, like an attachable speaker.
Right.
If you're on an investigation and you're using this thing just handheld up to your ear, you can't hear what's going on around you. You need that external speaker. Also, great for doing the Estes method. If you don't know what the Estes method is, it's where you basically blindfold yourself, you put on soundproof headphones, you sit in a room and someone asks questions from a different room just to, I say a different room. They really don't have to be in a different room, but the only reason I do mine that way is to
and see results there from that, right?
Right, is to prevent contamination.
Awesome.
Here I've got from Crypto Chords, if you're into this kind of thing, a custom-made motion sensor music box.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I love this thing, but here is my issue with them. Is you see a lot of paranormal TV shows that use these, right?
Oh, yeah.
What you don't see is the way they position the camera, and that's what you need to pay attention to. Because when they position the camera, here's your sensor, right? You're looking at the sensor from the camera.
Right.
What's going on behind the camera?
Right.
These things are so sensitive that if a rat runs across the room, it's going to pick it up and it's going to sound.
Right.
So I don't understand why paranormal television shows don't position it behind the device, showing what's going on in front of it.
Yeah, there's $1 million question there, you know?
So I don't know if anyone has ever really sat down and thought about that, but that's just kind of like the way I think.
No, that's good. That's good.
You definitely. I'll use that next time we do something for sure.
Very few people, I gotta say this, very few people are true critics of, you know, of evidence. This guy here, you seem like a true critic, which is awesome.
Oh, yes. I am. I'm kind of like, I'm unique in a way that I'm a firm skeptic, but I'm a 100% believer because of things I experienced.
Right, exactly.
I know it exists, but I also know people will fake anything to make a dollar.
Exactly. And unfortunately, you know, if there's any chance that evidence can be anything but,
it needs to be reviewed.
Exactly. And then that's a lot of people. I don't think they're really eager to classify evidence as being paranormal, and it's not. It doesn't go through enough.
Here's what I love. I love it when people post evidence online, and then you give your opinion on it, and they lose their shit.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If you are not 100% sure that it cannot be debunked, and this is going out to the novice people, not the experienced people that should honestly know better, but a lot of them don't. Do not post your evidence online if you do not want criticism.
Exactly. It's going to be criticized. Exactly.
Because people are going to rip it apart. And I promise you, if I come across it and I can explain it, I will be the first to do so without saying I'm sorry.
But people should welcome that. They really should.
They should.
They should welcome that, and it shouldn't be a bad thing.
No, and the thing is, they get so upset about it, but there's no reason to get upset.
No, there isn't. There isn't. Actually, you know, there's certain people that may think of ways that to debunk your evidence that you didn't think of.
True.
Exactly.
Bottom line. And at the end of the day, we don't want to present something that's not true evidence anyway.
And let me tell you, I myself had to learn that lesson the hard way. So my 4th year into the paranormal, I caught a photograph that I thought was amazing. I put it online into a forum that had people who were more experienced than I was. No one was rude to me, but they explained to me, hey, what you're looking at is this. And this is why I came to this conclusion. They actually explained to me how they came to that conclusion. And once they did, I was like, well, holy crap, they're right.
Right.
And
well, you know, and you can't, and as part of being a true researcher is, you know, we make mistakes at times, and if somebody can help us correct that, then that's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's called working together. You know,
it's not. Yes. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Like, as a matter of fact, sometimes on my TikToks, I make mistakes with my videos, and when someone comes in and points it out to me, I will do a rebuttal video, and I'll say, I'm sorry, I got this wrong. this is what's going on. Because I'm not afraid to admit the fact that I'm not perfect.
Well, you're a step above a lot of the others out there. I tell you, there's so much animosity, it seems like, in this field that.
Oh man, I don't even want to touch on the paradrama.
Yeah, paradrama.
Majorly, like, really is a damper on holding us back. We're all on the same thing.
For the same common goal.
Y'all just said the same thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
All the same team.
People are so worried about being famous. They're so worried about making money that Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and then and for people that think they're gonna be famous doing this and to make money doing this, that's not a realistic point of view.
It's not.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
It can't be one of the factors that drives you in this. I never once thought that I would make any money doing this. Never once thought that I'd be famous doing this. And the sooner that people recognize that, the better they can do their job.
You're 100% right. And let me tell you, back in, I want to say it was 2006, there was a TV show called Ghost Hunters Academy.
Yeah.
I was accepted to be on that show. I turned it down because my ex-wife was pregnant and I wanted to be home to take care of her because that's what was needed. And me and Mr. Rob Demarest are very good friends. Rob Demarest was the host of Ghost Hunters International, if you remember correctly.
Hey, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Do you know who was supposed to be the lead investigator of the team of Ghost Hunters International?
I do not.
Me.
Him.
No. What?
Yeah, I was supposed to be the guy. Yeah.
So
Rob Demarest got it instead, because it was actually a none of the other, a lot of the tabs people they weren't fans of mine at the time, and so but I was Pilgrim Films' first pick for that.
Do you remember me saying earlier sometimes things go full circle?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Pilgrim Films had chose me for the spot. When I turned it down, they booked Adam Berry.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've investigated with Adam Berry multiple times. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I like Adam. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I love him to death. I got nothing bad to say about the guy. But it's really weird that I was accepted to be on a show that if I had passed the show, which I have no doubt that I would have, won. That I would have been on a show that you were supposed to be the lead investigator on.
That's weird. Yeah.
How weird is that?
That's pretty weird. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Yeah.
Yeah, small
I don't know
world.
if you put those connections together or not.
It's pretty weird. That's small world. I agree. Small world. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And what's weird is that at the time they were talking to me about the Taps crew, Jason and all those guys, and they were saying that they wanted to phase them out, which is weird at that point.
Yeah, I had heard that same thing.
Yeah, no, that came right from Pilgrim Films. Her name was Becky, the casting agent.
But I think a lot of that was hidden behind the scenes tension between the two.
Yeah,
tensions have been building for a while. So if the tensions are building and you know that show might eventually break, why are you not going to try to move on to the next best thing and phase them out?
Exactly. Oh yeah, and she was like, made no bones about it. Like people are tired of there being nothing happening on the show. Which, like I said, I'm not slandering anybody, but it's kind of shocking because I was like, whoa, because those guys were at the hype, was like at the peak of their popularity at the time.
Yes, because I love Jason Hawes. I've not yet had a chance to meet the guy in person. I have talked to him a few times on Facebook when he chooses to answer messages, but he's a busy guy. But great guy. Grant Wilson, also a great guy.
Yeah.
I've got nothing bad to say about any of them.
Grant's a pretty genuine guy. Grant was pretty genuine. He and unfortunately, there's a lot of politics in this field, especially when you get to that level. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
There is, and that's why I don't think that I would ever make it on a paranormal TV show, because I don't give a fuck about the politics.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do things my way. I'm gonna do it truthfully. As a matter of fact, I was contacted to be on another paranormal show. I'm not gonna mention it here because I had to sign an NDA, but I was contacted to be on another paranormal show, and exactly what they asked me, word for word, was, would I be willing to accentuate my reactions for the television experience?
Right. Well,
I said, if that's what you, and I told the producer, if that's what you want from me, then you got the wrong guy.
Right. Right. Yeah. See, the kind of a similar thing with me. They were like, well, I was concerned because I cussed a lot of the time. I'm like, well, how are you going to edit this all up for TV? I was asking the lady, and she's like, well, you just do your thing, and we'll edit it. You just do your thing. They just wanted the results, and I wanted to see. I didn't know how things worked back then, and I'm like, well, my team gets to come too, right? And they're like, oh, no, you follow. You would lead, and we've got these people that will follow. And I'm like, yeah, I'm unfamiliar with these people. Like, I can't guarantee that.
Your team is your family. You cannot operate.
Exactly.
For me, you cannot. I'm sorry, I'm going to take my hat off. I might blind y'all with this, but for me, you cannot operate and do your thing properly around people that you do not know and do not trust.
That was a concern of mine. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. And then another one, I was supposed to work with another very famous team that did the show for the Travel Channel many years. I'm pretty sure you probably figure out who it is. The guy owns a museum now, a haunted museum in Vegas.
Mr. Possessed every show. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That dude. Yeah, I was supposed to work with him too, and because see, I knew those guys way back when they did the first documentary, and they were not. They also the dude was throwing a fit. The main guy when I was on the phone with their boss, he was throwing a fit because he thought I'd make fun of him because of all the stuff that he was doing behind closed doors. He's like, he's gonna make fun of me, blah blah blah, all this crap. Which he's probably right. I probably would have made fun of him, but. Anyway,
I probably would have too.
I've had an opportunity to work with a couple of these people, but I just never panned out.
Well, the straight honest truth, brother, is this: it didn't pan out because it wasn't a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
You're gonna find that opportunity that's gonna be the perfect fit, and when that perfect fit happens,
it never happens, I'm fine with that. I really am, because it's like you. I love what I do, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of it, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter for me. I really don't care about me doing it.
Like I tell people all the time. Sometimes I don't know if Gwen's seen it or not, but sometimes I'll do candid videos on TikTok where I just get on there and talk about things that are non-paranormal.
Yes.
And I tell people constantly, I do not do what I do for money because I've never made a dime off of TikTok. Well, I've never made a dime off of Facebook.
Not that a lot of people do make money doing it, but it's unrealistic if somebody, if that is one of their number one driving priority, one of the things that they want to have happen, above anything else, it's a little unrealistic, I think, to think that.
I think in my TikTok bank, I've got like $19 saved up that I've never touched. I don't do it for money. I do it because I love what I do.
Places, man. I think you're going to go places, personally.
I mean, I hope so, but here's the thing, is you got those people out there that are faking these videos that got 350K followers to 1 million. It's a grind, man. It's a grind, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I love it.
Oh yeah.
And for the summertime, for the viewers, just watch out because these pale crawler and rake videos that you see, I'm gonna have some fun.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All about having fun.
I'm gonna recreate them personally to show you how it's done.
That's cool.
Love it. I love this. I love what you do, man. I love what you do. You need to keep doing it.
Do you have a ceiling fan going behind you?
A what?
Nate, do you have a ceiling fan going behind you?
Above me.
Okay.
Oh, like
I saw something going like this, and I was sitting here going, yeah.
It's been going the whole time, huh?
I know, but I was like, is that okay?
No, I got a ceiling fan going.
Okay.
Synchronicities, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, this has been a good show here.
I loved it.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, and private message me so I can get you that audio so you can. And I'll send you some more clips that are pretty interesting and like to get your opinion.
Yeah, I'd love to hear anything you got.
All right, cool, awesome. Yeah, and like I said, I'm open to any kind of opinion on it. I'm not offended by that. Actually, I welcome that. So.
Well, I can promise you this. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with a person on Facebook that posted a video, and I said, hey, do you mind if I break this down? And the guy said, as long as you could be nice. And I said, look, man, if you're asking for an opinion on your evidence, I'm always going to be respectful.
Well, yeah. And like I said, it's just that that doesn't offend me at all, man. As
Well-
a matter, like I said, I think I would actually give you props if you were able to figure out something, you know.
Well, I will do my best, and if I can't, I'll openly admit it.
Well, you know, then that's one more credit for everybody, you know.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, one more in the books for all of us. One more piece, you know, because I think that's important what we're doing, all of us, and except for the people faking videos.
All of the work that we do in the paranormal, besides the people that are out there faking things to make a dollar, all of the work that we do, you know, it's very important because it's not like we can take what we do, put it into a scientific environment, and run test hypotheses with a test and an if-then method.
But
So
we do deserves more credit than what we're getting, though. I think.
yes, absolutely, there is, because
Science part, because we do have evidence, and I was discussing that with somebody else here recently, a scientist that was, you know, going, you know, mainstream science, which doesn't recognize a lot of what we do.
one of those.
Well, there isn't enough, you know, evidence. Well, yeah, there is. There is enough evidence.
There
Absolutely.
is.
We all have enough evidence here that we can prove something's going on.
Yes.
And you know, and it's and you know, we're not the only ones. I think our government has experimented with a lot of stuff involving the paranormal that, you know, the public's unaware of. And
oh yeah, as far as like back in the 70s, LSD and mind control, good example.
What's the matter, Gwen? What do you?
I was, yeah. You know my house, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's always something. It's
well,
fine.
you know, whatever's around has to learn how to take a joke every once in a while, you know.
Well, and then we, you know, by hour 3 after us, we stir it up. So after that, something always happens at my house.
It happens, you know.
Yeah.
Well, look,
The other night we were out in my living room and I can't remember what we were talking. We weren't talking about anything that, you know, to do with the paranormal. And there's growl, like, I mean, just ridiculous, like you know, completely totally dramatized growl, you know, a disembodied noise. I'm like, oh, somebody.
They love to do you that way. They love to growl at you. Yeah.
So dramatic, you know. Oh man, you know.
if after hour 3 things get stirred up, Gwen, well, I hate to say this, but that's on you, honey.
I have stuff happen even on days that there's no show. So yes, it is me. I know. I'm aware.
Or anybody that does this, their stuff's gonna pop in every once in a while.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, and for you to understand, and then some of us that keep artifacts, like you keep, and I keep some artifacts.
I
But,
do
you know,
too.
It's gonna pop up every once in a while, you know.
It absolutely does. And there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it. As a matter of fact, in the same box that I have that piece of glass from Medfield State Hospital, I have a vial of soil from Vlad Tepes Castle.
Oh, cool. Hey, that's one of my bucket lists is checking that place out.
I've never been there. This object was given to me by a lady who found it in her storage shed.
Wow.
And she brought it inside, and then she started claiming of having nightmares about being attacked by a guy who speaks a different dialect that she couldn't understand. So here's the thing.
Weird.
The history of the vial is listed with inside the actual case because it came from a place called Mini Museums, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you looked up the history of that character, psychosomatically, that could mess with you.
Oh, sure.
Hmm.
Because
But,
he is definitely the all-time great Halloween decoration champion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dracula himself, it doesn't really get much better than that.
No.
I've got a couple pieces of the brick off of Aleister Crowley's house, and I don't even know where it's at now. It's somewhere in here. But
Well, if you could find a piece of that,
I've got a couple pieces.
if you can find a piece, I will exchange you for a piece of glass from the men's violent ward from Medfield
Okay,
State Hospital.
Deal. I've got a couple. I will find it and we'll swap.
It sounds
that sounds
good.
like a good trade.
Because I would love something like that. Like I love stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
me too. Yep. It's in a little vial and there's a couple pieces of the brick.
Oh, that's awesome.
The original house has been I guess it was like a castle, yes? Like it was a castle. My old lady, she knows all the history on it. It was given to me from somebody that got it as a souvenir but didn't want it no more. So
My agent Adam Began, he actually has a brick from the walkway of the childhood home of H.H. Holmes.
oh wow,
Oh, yeah. That's very cool.
that's real cool.
He was here in New Hampshire, actually. So
Wow, that's neat. Yeah, see, I'm all about that. You know, the more art, you know, the more weird things I can collect, you know, the better. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, so I definitely feel like that exchange needs to happen. I want the
Okay,
Aleister
yeah,
Crowley
good.
bricks.
Good.
I'll send you some glass from Medfield.
Nice. I'll try
Good
now,
trade.
a piece of Crowley's house for it.
I love it.
All right.
Well, I know you got to get up early in the morning, but tell people how to get in touch with you, where to watch you, and all that good stuff.
You can find me on TikTok at Static Voices. You can find me on Twitter at paranormal_Nate. You can find me on Facebook at Nathan Elwell. I think my Instagram is Nate Elwell. You can find me on YouTube at static_voices. I am all over the place, but I promise you this: if you follow me on Facebook, I have my link tree. That's going to be the easiest way.
Yeah, and you need to start tagging us in it so we can share it with you too.
Be
glad to. Be glad to. So
I got you.
Hey, and you need to do that show for the network now. Come on.
Look, man.
I'm just saying it would be a good fit. You know what I mean?
my girlfriend has been pushing me to do it. Morgan, actually, the one that's been commenting.
I thought so. Yeah.
Now what?
Morgan, he needs to come to our network. Morgan.
Jennifer just posted something about.
Yeah, she said. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was the Bolskin.
I'll ever say that, which was bought by Aleister Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
Any more history on it? A little bit before we go.
I would love to know some history on it. I honestly don't know.
I would love to know it. Yeah.
I know there's a famous band that owned it, then Crowley had it, or maybe Crowley had it first, and then this famous band owned it, and all kinds of issues there. I guess.
Here she goes. This is why I love her. She's so cool.
All right.
We
got to find those pieces, by the way.
You know what? That's probably why I didn't know it, because I love rock music, but I'm not a fan of Led Zeppelin.
Right. Well, this had a bunch of issues. The whole thing about invoking demons in the house, it just went wrong for this guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for it. I love the history of the place. It's got a very rich history.
It does, but it was owned by Crowley, and then until he died, I'm not sure. He owned two different houses, and this one was one of them, and it was more like a castle. And the other one was there's a term for it. It was in Italy. It was a famous one too. But anyway,
I know of the one in Italy, but I do not know the name of it. But I know it was kind of strange.
Villa, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it was a very strange name.
Yeah, and he did some of his invoking in there. The guy invoked a lot of juju, that's for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Anyhow, yeah. So I'll get you a piece of the brick.
I have a random question for you guys.
Sure.
Is it anybody's anniversary?
Well,
Ian?
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've been sitting here for 3+ hours, and I keep hearing the word anniversary. Anniversary.
Well, my father died today 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
but
no.
I keep hearing it. Yeah.
You know what? Something that a good friend of mine told me yesterday was, if you have abilities, sometimes it's just best to blurt it out and ask.
Oh, no.
It is. And I've been holding back. And there was a reason. It's probably that. It was for him.
No. Yeah, it's but that's the only anniversary I can think of personally.
Yeah.
I've got none that I can think of, so I would assume that's going to be it.
Yeah. Well, I held back this long, and there was a reason. There's always a reason that I wait that long, and I never know what it is. So.
It's okay.
Yeah. Sorry. It keeps going in my head. I have to say it.
You have to say it. You can't leave it in there.
No, they will drive me insane if I don't say it. So yeah.
Oh no, that's good.
So let me ask Chad. Since you guys asked me where they can find me, Chad, Gwen, where can they find you guys?
Okay, Gwen.
Go ahead, Chad.
You can look up Cad Zumwalt on Facebook. Facebook is basically where I do a lot of my communication with people. So if anybody wants to reach out to me for any reason, Cad Zumwalt on Facebook. Gwen.
Or you can reach out to me for Chad. You can find me. Yeah. Always reach out to me. Well, I'm all over. I'm All Access Network. I'm under Gwen Johns. I do not know my Instagram, TikTok, and all that. I'll be real with you. I am on YouTube, but it's mostly shows. All the shows that we have. That's about it. And the people that know me, of course, they know my phone number. So there you go. I'm pretty simple.
One of the things I love about doing these podcasts is sometimes I'll turn it around like that, and I'll ask the host, where can people find you? Because, it's not always about me.
Well, we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nate, for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Yes, anytime.
Man,
anytime.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah, big thanks, man. It's been fun. Been a good show. Loved it. And hey, I'll have you back on here, for follow up and some of this stuff.
We'll talk about it. We'll schedule something up. I am more than willing to come back and chat.
Sure.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
Always a pleasure. I promise you. And keep in touch. Share stuff, and we will share it out to you. So be looking for anything of his from us, okay?
I share pretty much anything you guys put out. Like, I love your stuff.
Thank you so much. We got more to come too, so yeah. All right, Cad.
Well, hopefully here in the future, if we can work it out, some of that stuff will involve me on my own cast. So.
Yeah, there you go. I'm trying hard.
Awesome. Great.
I want Chad as a guest.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody loves Chad. Everybody loves him.
Not me? Really?
Yeah, everybody wants him.
You don't lie about it.
No,
you know what?
Well,
you got to interrogate me. I want to interrogate you.
There you go. Well, Nate, we know you got to get up early in the morning, and so thank you again, Chad. I'm gonna let you sign us out.
And be safe.
Yep. Bye,
Thank you guys for having me on.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Good night.